Alright, today I'm going to show you how to import WoW ADT files with all the WMOs and doodads. First thing you're going to need is the WoW model exporter, which can be found at marlam.in/obj. There'll be a link in the description here. And once you download that, go ahead and unpack it and you can run the OBJ exporter, but we're going to be using Blender to actually import the ADTs and WMOs. So inside your OBJ export, there should be a utilities folder and Blender's plugin. So you're going to take these two files here, IO scene ADT and scene WMO, and you're going to want to go ahead and put those in your scripts add-ons folder. Okay. So once that's done, we're going to open up our OBJ exporter, sorry, and we're gonna just go find a map real quick. So let's say, all right, let's go ahead and export the Void Elf hub. So we're gonna find a map file here. Let's choose one that's kind of centralized. Let's see, what would have the most stuff on it? Let's try exporting this one, 2629. And once again, we're going to stick with 8K terrain texture size. Go ahead and export that. It's going to export the WMOs, all that good stuff. Perfect. Open up Blender. We're going to want the ADT OBJ. And then we're going to go to World Maps, Void Elf Hub. And then we're going to import the actual map file itself. Take Blender a second to compute everything. Now we have these lines shooting out. You can hit Shift F to go into first person mode and use WADS to move around, and your mouse wheel will change your speed here. Okay. So this is what I exported out. This is, I guess, the Void Elf hub kind of looking thing. So we're going to go ahead and export as a OBJ, and we'll export it as, let's see, Void Elf Hub. Go ahead and export. Give it a second. Okay. Pop over to 3ds Max, and then import Void Elf Hub. Now we're going to have all these different files. And we're going to want to make sure of a couple things. We're going to want to import its editable polygons. We're going to want the texture coordinates, smoothing groups, normals, and we're also going to want to import the materials and force black ambient. Go ahead and import that. Give it a second to create the materials and whatnot. There we go. Go full screen. And now, what we should have, just go flat color here. What we should have is a portion of the Void Elf starting area. Now, all these kind of flat planes you have to go through yourself and actually fix the textures for, but that's not too bad. And if we, render this out, there might be some issues. Yeah, like up here, see how it's like really bright white? That's easily fixed. You can just pop the material in here and just set the diffuse to black. Oh, I wasn't selecting the right thing. Let's try that again. There it is. Select that, set the diffuse to black, and then whenever you render it out, it's all fixed. There's also a couple like plugins and scripts you can get for this. One I use is called the Material Tweaker, and you can just Google that. Select everything, set the diffuse to black, and then when we render it, it should be looking decent. Now obviously you're going to want to switch over to Redshift or V-Ray or whatever you are going to be using, but for these purposes I'm just going to do a simple skylight here just to kind of show off what we have.